Alright, yeah, so this is a kind of an impromptu video blog for, you saw Arvin's about everything that went on with the morgue, and he said some things in that probably left a lot of questions that were open for myself, I guess you could say. A lot of how when we went to these places, things were more aggressive towards me. And I know that in the morgue video, I stated during the investigation itself that I was fucking sick and tired, pardon my language, of things attacking people. It attacked Amacillion, the guy that went with us. We literally thought he was going to have a heart attack. And we had to rush him out of the building. That was in 2011. We had Thorne, the guy with this guy, that seasoned investigator, actually been Schloss Furnace, a bunch of other places. Literally brought to tears in the middle of the CDC, which was odd because the CDC was very tame. We got chased out by footsteps the first night we were there. I stated that. Yeah, I'm a smoker. But he sat on the stairs in the CDC, and he couldn't get up. And we walked over, like, man, what's going on with you? What's going on with you? He's like, I just keep seeing things in my head. And we're like, well, what are you seeing? Obviously, this is, your bro seeing stuff. You're like, well, dude, are you alright? Are you starting to lose it? Because places like this can affect you mentally as well as physically. Definitely a thing. He said that he was seeing pipes on the ceiling. This leads up to Amacillion's attack, actually. So we get over there, and we're all like, wait, you see pipes on the ceiling? Well, that's the morgue. He hadn't been to the morgue yet. We had. Took him over, and he's like, well, I want to go there. I need to go there. There's this black thing hanging out on the pipes and the metal in the ceiling. Like, well, we'll go check it out, see what's up. We had another team over there at the time, so we flip-flopped, and when we got him down there, he just got really sad, really depressed. He's like, I could feel it, it's in here, and we could all feel something that wasn't quite right. And he brought to tears, and this dude, not at the time, but afterwards, went through a lot of the heavy fighting in Afghanistan, and made it out all right mentally from that. But this brought him to tears. It was at the same time that Amacillion started getting attacked, and we got them both out of there. So that's two of the attacks that really set me off. Like, well, what is it doing? So I'm a little bit of a provocateur, you could say, when it comes to investigations. I'm really not not too thrilled when you're attacking my friends and or me. And so that kind of sent me off into a rage there for that. I was not particularly happy, and I started antagonizing whatever it was. And this is when we met Bert and Ernie. Caught them on EVP. I'm currently looking for the EVPs to post to the page. And one of the EVPs said, "You're being really ballsy, Balch." And I said, "Well, fuck, you're gonna do this?" And the next line was that I said to them was, "Well, if you're doing this to them, what are you gonna do to me?" And another voice replied, "I'll fucking kill you." So we heard that the next day when we reviewed it, and then we went back that night, and then that's when all the things started happening. Like the Bible went missing, got pulled off my bed, Arvin's room had the shadow figure walking around in it, Huffstatler was getting attacked emotionally. We went to the chaplain, and that kind of sealed it up. When we got back from Afghanistan, I got involved with a chick that I married, and probably shouldn't have gotten into that. Really questionable. Anyway, and we ended up moving into an apartment. Well, the apartment's pretty calm place, I guess you could say, but little things were happening. Things would go missing. We blamed it on a mutual friend that had been killed during our deployment to Afghanistan, and we were both extremely close with. I had footsteps run at me on the stairwell. Wasn't expecting it, so obviously it freaked me out quite a bit. Again, attributed that to a friend that got killed in Afghanistan. Well, then we started seeing, and I never divulged this to the guys, the black mass at the door was a reoccurring thing. It was consistently there, almost every night. To the point where we wouldn't stay in the living room. The cats were very aggressive towards it. We didn't really know what it was, just knew it was evil. And when I mean evil, I mean you could feel it. No good was going to come from this thing at all. And it never came in the house that I know of. But we definitely had that going on. I do believe it followed me. Followed me when I got out of the Army. It had a lot of issues when I got out. And a lot of that was adjustment, but I don't think my adjustment would have been so harsh had I not been having that occurring also. Massive waves of depression. Gained a shit ton of weight that I'm now losing. The thing is that once the investigation is over, once the cameras are off, once the gear is packed up, once the evidence is reviewed, once everything is said and done, it's not said and done. Sometimes you come into contact with things that really fucking don't like you. And I legitimately lost my faith in Christianity, and not a lot of people know this in my personal life, but nothing was helping me. There was no Christian force that I could get a hold of that could handle this. So I ended up turning elsewhere, and that led me into what my new belief system, and it offered protection that I wasn't getting. I was literally at the mercy of this thing. Life wouldn't go straight, life couldn't get on track, and I mean, I was getting physically attacked. I never said that to anyone. I would wake up in the middle of the night and I would have bite marks, I would have scratch marks, and everything you could think of. Big bruises on my ribs or something. It looked like somebody had pummeled me in my sleep. I don't remember it happening. Night terrors had those. It was the worst thing imaginable you could think of. But be careful. And we now take more precaution than we ever have. From cleansing to leaving it there and demanding that it stay there. I don't antagonize as much as I used to. I understand completely and totally that I called it on myself in that basement. Just don't ever do that. Just don't. It may seem like a good idea. You may be like, yeah, I can handle it. You can. I don't care who you are. I'm a pretty tough guy. And nothing prepared me for that. But just because something attaches it to yourself doesn't mean that it's negative. At the same time, I had positive energies that were pretty much defending me, I should say. And I knew they were there because they made themselves visible. And that actually was that friend. And as weird as it's going to sound, that's drugged me away from that bad situation that I'd gotten myself into when I got back. Actually, the last time I've been physically assaulted by a spirit was by that one. Socked me in the back pretty hard, and it wasn't that aggressive. It was more the quit being a fucking dumbass, dude. You've seen what you need to see. I've shown you what you need to see. Stop it. Get the fuck out of here. And I listened to it. But Arvin is completely right. The whole factor and thing of what we do and why we do it is to explicitly get more information on what that was. To learn about it so that we can help other people with it. And so that we can help ourselves. It is what it is. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason for why these things show up, why they do what they do. Some people say they attack the weak. I don't believe that. I think they attack the strong to make them weak. Me, John. What's up, dude? People like me and John Arvin are weak. The things that we did and the things we've been through outside of our paranormal things are more than most people can handle. And I've seen it destroy people. But that's really where we're at with it. Next week we'll be posting the El Paso Playhouse, which is more of a friendlier and more upbeat investigation. The spirits there were really fucking friendly, and they really were what you want when you're dealing with this sort of thing. And they are the kind that, you know, they're the Caspers of the spirit world. They like to put on a show, and they like to mess with us. They didn't like to give us too much evidence, but they were there, and they showed us they were there. So you guys have a great evening, and we'll keep following, keep liking, keep keeping on, bros.